All right. Now I'm back. I should have sound. Why? What is going on? Thank you. All right. Much better. Shit. All right. All right. All right. Hopefully people come back. I really hope people come back. So annoying. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this. You know what? Hell. Let me do this. Let's do this. Let's get this thing percolating. There we go. That's better. And there we go. We got sound. All right. Are we back? Are we back? We are back in. Up and running. Calder DS confirms sound works. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give people a couple of minutes to file in. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties there. I don't know exactly what I had going on, but everything literally has been set up since Monday, and for some reason, everything just decided to shit the bed. So I had to drop my littles off, and I'm back so that we can do this live broadcast. Let me close these. Let's do this here. Let's do this here. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's do this here too. Yeah. All right. Yeah. There I am. So, first of all, welcome to everybody who's here. I appreciate you being here. As the title has stated, with my links, hopefully people didn't follow bad links and can see that I'm actually live on YouTube. This is me at 100 flights in 2025. Since January 1st, I've taken over 100 flights. If I wasn't using my phone as my camera, I would show the Flighty app. I tried to see if I could bring it up so I can share the screen. I think maybe if I added a screen, it would help. In fact, since we're waiting on people to come in, I'll see if I can add another display. That's no good. That broke. All right, there we go. Hey, Vincent Pasquale, first up with the super chat. Salute. I can't do the dancing anymore. I think my back hurts, but I'm gonna make sure I do that. But I'm gonna get a cord, see if I can add a display. I want to go show you guys my Flighty stats. Have one here, or can I take another one? I'm going to take another cord here. Yeah, I'll use this one. Let's see what we can do here, because the Flighty stats are going to be it. Now, everything else was set up. Wait a minute. Is that already one? What cord is this? No, I don't want that. Let's see if we can do this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to add a display. What's up, 23? No one for you to see. All right. See if we can't get another display up, because I think that having this live without the Flighty app going is kind of doing a disservice. All right, there we go. All right, now I can't see myself on screen, of course, because, reasons. But we are going to bring this thing up here. All right, there it is. Let's move this over here. Perfect. All right, much better. There we go. That's that. Let's see if we can't pull up Flighty. We'll have this kicking off here. Let's do this. What's up, Mike Newland? Share screen. Let's do this. There it is. Share. Why is that not? Oh, Jesus. Wait a minute. Let's minimize these. Minimize, minimize. All right. Come on, Flighty. Come up for me. There we go. There it is. Now I seem like some sort of professional. So we've been in here for 5 minutes. I'm just dropping shit all over the place. We have been here for 5 minutes. So that's enough. Whoever's here is going to be here. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to be like 100 and something people. People don't like me like that. I don't get live numbers like that. But this is what we're going to do. So after 100 flights so far, this is my Flighty app, and this is all time, but this is 2025. So this app works on both my iPhone and my obviously my Apple computer. So I'm showing you guys here. So this is my flight log for 2025, and I'm looking at the screen. You got 101 flights here. I've flown 112,382 miles. Flight time, 12 days and 7 hours out of the last 9 months. I visited 32 airports. I've flown on 7 airlines. So let's pull up my Flighty passport for 2005. Let's see. Can we make this bigger? No, we can't. So it shows the day of the week I normally fly. And normally it looks like I like to fly on Wednesdays for some weird reason. So let's go ahead and put that up. Right? Okay, good. So yeah. So it shows here, you can see on the screen 4.5 times around the world. I've flown halfway to the moon, just for this year, and way less than 1% of the way to Mars. It shows your shortest flight distance, 190 miles from Austin to Dallas. And my longest flight distance was Miami to Doha, Qatar in January, almost 7,700 miles. Flight time, 295 hours. Shortest flight time, 56 minutes. Longest flight time, Doha to Boston, 14 and a quarter hours. Lloyd, Toussaint, you are not late. I had some technical difficulties. I got it all set up. We're all good to go. Just showing some of the Flighty stats. So as you can see here, after my announcement on my page, I leaned heavy into Delta, and I've secured status with them. So for the remainder of the year, I think I'm going to do American, because I'm doing some researches on the flights and statuses. But this is what I've been flying. I've been flying a lot of the big three because I fly a lot for work, and that has allowed me to get status on all 3 of the majors. I've flown Qatar Air, JetBlue, Emirates, and Lufthansa, 69 total routes. Obviously, out of my home airport to ATL are the most. This is the Flighty app, Flighty. And it shows that I visited 8 countries, even though it's actually 9 because I went to Vatican City, which is its own country. So that is it. These are my flights for 2025. It's a fully interactive map. Oh, salute Filmo's World. Appreciate you for the 2 spots, sir. So these are all my flights. As you can see here, no, that was last year. So you don't have the one to New Orleans where I took to get to the creator meetup, but you have all of my flight patterns all over the place between Mexico, Canada, the West Coast. Let's spin it all the way around here. And you have where I went to Greece. You have where we went to Qatar, Dubai, Cairo, and I had a stop in Frankfurt, Germany. So this is how interactive this map is, especially if you have a lot of flights. So when I do all time, it fills out a lot more. As you can see here, 2025, all time. 2025, all time. So you see stops in like Minneapolis and such and what have you, in Phoenix. And then when I do all time, you see it adds like trips to Paris and Rome and further trips to Germany. So that is my Flighty app. Appreciate the 2 spot, credit chillin' food. Salute to you. Thank you so much. And also, anybody who was here on the last live, if for some reason I did not recognize your super chat or did not recognize you, I humbly apologize. And I'm going to tell you right now, I appreciate you and thank you so much. And a special shout out to Rodney, who ordered 2 of the shirts from my merch store. I don't know. I want to find eloquent words to say thank you, but I just want to let you know I totally appreciate you for your order. So, all time now, I got 189 flights. Obviously, you can see my travel has ramped up in 2025, 43 hours lost from delay, and still flying Delta has been my go to. But as you can see here, it's literally a list of flights that I've taken all over the place, all over the place. So, that is what it has. It also has my upcoming flights, but we don't have to get into all of that. Calder DS asks, how, wait a minute, right? How good are you sleep? How good are you at sleeping on planes? I'm actually a master of it. Here's my go-to. I normally sit in the aisle seat because I'm a pretty tall guy. And honestly, I just fold my arms. The next thing you know, that's it. I've mastered dad sleep. Anybody who's ever seen their father sleep like that, that is called dad sleep. All you literally do is just let your head hang. You knock right out. So that is how I sleep. My guys, SR Joel in the building says hit that like button. Support Chad. Appreciate you. And I can't wait to add this location. This is going to be one of the locations on my Flighty. Where is it? Puerto Rico. I will be here for the 3rd annual creator meetup. If you have questions, please ask Cesar Joel. He is taking the reins for our 3rd annual meetup. The first 2 were absolutely amazing. It's just, oh man. Yeah, Rodney, there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Like you just, I can't explain how I felt seeing that. And I just want to let you know you absolutely appreciate it. So here we are. So now that is the Flighty app. That is what it is. Over all time, 8 times around the world, and almost to the moon. I won't take you guys through that stuff. Again, 44 airports, 8 airlines. I've visited multiple countries. The credit card points of miles travel situation has been amazing. It has allowed my wife and I to see places and do things that we only ever saw in books. And this is just the most. It is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So this has been great. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So let's go here and come back to me. So now with this, and I wrote a couple notes on my pad, but let's go through some things that I have learned 100 flights later. After 100 flights, domestic, international luxury, international economy, because I flew to Mexico economy, Canada economy. I can tell you one thing. Nothing brings out the worst in people than air travel. And I, for the life of me, can't understand why. I fly more than the average bear, and frankly, I should be absolutely incorrigible. And I somehow manage to not be the worst human there. I have noticed that people have a tendency of booking flights all over the plane and then simply pressuring people to change seats. One example, I was flying from San Francisco to Orlando. And literally, it was a family of 3, father, mother, and a kid. So the mother and the kid were booked up in economy plus. The father was booked all the way at the back of the plane. And they badgered this man until he gave up his seat because they had to sit together. Instead of simply booking the seats together or finding somewhere else to book, this is what they had to do. And I see this so often on planes. In addition to that, they have what I call the COVID crunch. Ever since, for some reason, we had the pandemic, as soon as they start boarding, people in zone 100 decide that once they call first class, then they must block all of the walkways in Atlanta. They have to block every walkway. No one's allowed because, God forbid, three molecules of air get in between them and whoever boards before them because reasons. And I'm telling you right now, it literally brings out the worst in people. I just don't understand why. And then these same people who are rushing to get on this plane as though for some reason a part of the plane will take off without them. Once it's time to get off the plane, it's like nobody knows how to get off the plane. Everybody forgets where they put their bag. It's like, wait a minute, which door do I go out of? And you only came in through one door. And literally, that is one thing I've learned 100 flights later. Air travel really does bring out the absolute worst in people. So what's up? Don Kim in the house. Philmo says gate lights. I hit him. Yeah. And they try to board outside of their group. Now, one thing that I've noticed with the big three, in Atlanta, you will see it more so than any of Delta's other outposts. They will, if you attempt to board outside of your gate number, they will make you step to the side and wait. And American across the system has really clamped down on gate lights. And when you come up there, if you were boarding outside of your group, they will ask you to step to the side because an alarm goes off. So anybody who flies American, if you know somebody who does that and they try to jump in, just let them know an alarm will sound right there at the not the ticket counter, the gate counter, and they'll have you. It's a little embarrassing, but I think it's necessary because a lot of people tend to board last, but they jump on the plane first in order to take up overhead space for their jacket or one special shoe that they got from their grandma's house. So that is what's going on. Now, United, I'm not familiar on whether they've clamped down on that, but it remains to be seen. Okay, so what are the dates and city for the meetup? I literally forgot. I do remember it's Puerto Rico, though. Well, the city is San Juan. I believe it's in the T-Mobile district. Cesar Joel will be taking the reins, but it is over the weekend preceding Veterans Day in November. So can I pull up a calendar? Let's see. Let's see here. Let's go to see if we can't go to November. Yeah. The weekend of the 7th to the 9th. Well, that's when I'll be there, but Saturday is going to be the day. Oh, you know what? I'm not even sharing the screen. Jesus. But yeah, the weekend of November 7th to the 9th. I mean, other than that, people will be there before and after. And by all means, you are free to break off into splinter groups. You can meet other subscribers. You can meet other listeners, other people you may have commiserated with on Discords. You can meet your favorite creators. We always have a safe, great atmosphere, no issues, no problems, because everyone's really there with the best of intentions. So it works out quite well. And I have to say, I'm looking forward to it. So if you're going to be there at any time between that Friday and Sunday would be the best time. But like I said, people are there before and will be after, because after all, it's beautiful Puerto Rico. Who the hell wouldn't want to just stay? So let's see here. Johnny Jimenez in the building. Hit the like button, y'all. And salute to the QC man, QC2K in the building. Most flown airlines so far for Delta. So for Delta, my stat, I am at 100 and let me see if I can pull up the app. I think you can probably drill down and see that. Let's learn that. No one's ever asked me that before. So let's see if I can't figure that out. So most flown airline so far, Delta. Yes. It's my most flown airline for 2025. I have 43 flights on the A321 alone. So let's see if I can't pull up the flight stats. Does it tell me that? Shortest flight time. Top airlines. Delta, I've flown 35 flights per se in 2025. 35 flight paths on Delta. 34 flight paths on American, and they're about to be tied because I got to go to Houston next week. 21 on United. So yeah, Delta's winning. It's edging things out by a nose. Oh, good. Here, Sister Joelle has added here. November 8th is the meetup from 6 p.m. T-Mobile District, San Juan, Puerto Rico. We have a chat with all the information in Anthony Ventures Discord. There you go. So Credit Chillin' Food, if you want to, please refer to that. And my guy, St. Patrick Houston, stand up. My brother, thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. Salute to you. So I just want to answer that question. So yeah, back to what I learned 100 flights later. Yeah, air travel for some reason, and I think maybe it's because air travel brings out the poshness in people because they feel as though they're doing something over and above and better than land travel. Because yeah, it absolutely brings out the worst in people. And one last thing, when I say the worst, people are gross. And I'm going to tell you right now, particularly in Charlotte Airport. If you are listening, if you know anyone with children, please do not let them touch the floor of the Charlotte Airport. You would think I would say New York or LA or San Francisco, or the Charlotte Airport has to contain some of the most disgusting creatures I have ever seen. And I can tell you, as a man who uses men's rooms, their hand washing facilities and sinks have precious few miles on them, because I have seen everyone from travelers all the way up to pilots with many bars on their shoulders use bathroom stalls for ridiculous amounts of time and literally speed past the sinks in order to get where they got to go. So one of my biggest pet peeves going to these airports is watching parents allow their newborns and very young children to roll around and or play or lay on airport floors. They're absolutely disgusting. They are gross. And I have to say, Charlotte is one of just the worst offenders. Some of the nastiest stuff I've seen at Charlotte Airport. So, next thing. Having flown as much as I've flown, right? Let's bring this back up. Having flown as much as I've flown, 35 routes on JetBlue, 35 flight plans on JetBlue, 34 on American, 21 on United, and 35 on Delta, 34 on American, 21 on United, and 3 on JetBlue. I don't fly JetBlue as much as I used to. It used to be my airline of choice until my wife seduced me over to the side of Delta. One thing I can tell you, the most comfortable economy class. I am 6'3", 255 pounds. I know for a fact that we have some robust individuals in the credit card points of miles chat. Now, you get people who talk about just the big three all the time. The most comfortable economy seat by far, bar none, no questions asked, for me. And I think by and large, as it has the most legroom that you can get in an economy class, is JetBlue. That's it. I mean, don't argue with me. They literally have the best economy class. It's free Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about that. So you don't have to pay for that. American. You don't have to pay for that. United. So it's free Wi-Fi. Most legroom you can get. I mean, if you want to, you can sit up. There's like this more, it's like if you get like a bulkhead seat and stuff, you can sit by the little bar that's in the planes, the little snack things. But by far, best economy. As far as the hard product, the seat, it's comfortable, very well bolstered. I flew a direct flight from San Francisco to Fort Lauderdale, and I have to say it was extremely comfortable flying in. And I was on a plane that had JetBlue Mint, and while I was a little jealous that I couldn't sit there, the economy seat was not bad. I've actually flown it from, I believe it was Boston. I flew it back to Florida, and it wasn't bad. So, let's see here. There we go. There you go. Filmo's World agrees. You know what I'm saying? Caesar likes JetBlue and Delta. Credit chilling food. Just copped it. He's good on there. Now, by far the most uncomfortable, the flat out most uncomfortable economy seat. This was actually a close tie, but I'm gonna have to go with American. Um, American, the way they lay out their planes, sometimes I've sat in all sorts of chairs in order to go, all sorts of positions on the plane in order to go. And I have to say, from a sitting, I just, yeah, I don't know what it is. After a while, it just feels like you're sitting on a steel plate. So that, in my experience, and as you can see, it is extensive with American. Their economy seats, I would have to venture to say, are the least comfortable. To tell you the truth, the first class seats aren't terribly comfortable either. Me and the wife flew first class American on from Vegas to what was it, Miami, and I can tell you, like, I couldn't even sleep. That's how uncomfortable it was. Just wasn't my thing. It just wasn't. It just Now the only thing that American has over it is that with their program, even though it's just so easy to gain status, you do get perks, you get a lot of things with American. Like, for instance, and I know Sledge mentioned this and I will co-sign it. On American, I was told by a flight attendant, I don't know how true this was, but in the exit seats, they can give you complimentary drinks if they so choose. But then also the flight attendants can buy you a drink on American. They've done it. They've done it for me when I wasn't sitting in exit row, and Sledge said they've done it for him as well. But yeah, American is just the seat, but their status is so valuable though. Their flagship their flagship lounges, their lounges. Now, on the flip side, at Charlotte, it's my least favorite Amex Centurion Lounge because it's always super duper packed and it's just not that great. I haven't been to the Delta Lounge there because I don't fly Delta to Charlotte because I don't connect through there. So I don't have that experience. But what I can tell you is that the American Airlines Lounge in Charlotte is massive. You can call it the American Airlines Cathedral. It is huge, comfortable, seats are great, food's delicious, great bar. So if you have the American Airlines premium executive, blah, 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 insert college essay here, MasterCard, and that grants you access to their clubs and you connect through Charlotte a lot, you will appreciate that club. I have not been to the one in Dallas, but I'm sure it's probably good as well. So other than that, Delta Economy works for me. Normally, I get like Delta Comfort or what have you because of my status. But even if I'm flying regular economy, it don't really matter where I sit. Sometimes I choose a window seat if I'm especially tired and the dad sleep doesn't work and I just want to lean up against the fuselage and knock out. So those are my seat experience. So let's go to the next one. Oops. So in previous videos and lives, I've always mentioned that the I prefer airline lounges if there's no other option. Airline lounges are diamonds in the rough. I don't care how small they are. I don't care how terrible you think they are, because the people who work in airline lounges. Let's go here. Sorry. That's what Caesar says. And before I get into, let me make this point real quick before I get to St. Patrick here. The people who work in the airline the airline run lounges are also gate agents. They normally have the same power as gate and ticketing agents. So if you are on a delay, if you have an issue with your flight, and you see those long lines at the information desk in the common areas, but you have access to the lounge, it always pays to go into the airline's lounge, because those same gate agents have the ability to give you all the information as a help desk. And in some cases, they can move your seat around. They are literally the same people as the ones who are at the gate right before you get on the plane. So now I've said that before in videos, right? But one thing that people tend to leave out, and I wish Lenora Wade was here. Shout out to her, safe flight. I believe she's going to South Africa. So if you see her, if Lenora, if you're watching the replay, shout out to you and safe travels, traveling grace and mercy. I hope you land safely and I hope you make it back safely as well. But just like in a hospital where doctors are the rock stars, pilots are the rock stars on a plane. Everybody, all the pilots and blah, 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 yada, 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 right? When really, in truth, the people who do the most work are the flight attendants. So in the hospitals, doctors are the rock stars, but it's the nurses that'll probably save your life at the drop of a hat. Does that take away from the doctors? No. But it doesn't take away from the pilots? No. But these flight attendants, you guys got to understand, flight attendants wield tremendous power. And people may think that, with the current climate and so on and so forth, oh, the pilot, their main concentration is taking the plane up and putting the plane down. Hand to hand, day to day, you are dealing with a flight attendant. So that means they have the power to authorize seat moves. They have the power to gate check items. They have the power to put in for you to get extra points if you make their day specifically better. So oftentimes you will hear that, hey, you should bring a $5 thing, hand them out to the flight attendants for Starbucks or whatever. I mean, I've never done that. You can do that, and they do have a rough job. Sometimes you'll have a 120-pound flight attendant bringing that cart. Those very skinny carts can be extremely heavy. It is not uncommon for them to be over 200 pounds, that they're trying to make their way through an aisle that, if I am this wide, is this wide. Because sometimes I have to go through aisles like this. So this is something that you really, 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 really need to understand how much power flight attendants wield. I've seen flight attendants do on-the-spot upgrades. Remember, these planes are weight optimized, and that's not just for the luggage and cargo, that goes for the passengers as well. So offering to move a seat, offering to take your stuff out of the overhead in order to help them get somebody's stuff in, you would be absolutely shocked sometimes at the rewards that you could glean from those acts of kindness of making these people's lives a little bit easier. You have somebody who's gotten up at 3 a.m, probably hopped 2 trains and a buses, got to the airport, staged up for a flight, have flown 1,800 miles to some far-flung place, got a 2-hour break, flown another 3,000 miles. They're gone for days, and then they get home, and they still get paid hourly, and they only get paid when the door closes until when the door opens. When they're not flying, they don't get paid. So they have a hell of a time. Flight attendants wield tremendous power. Always, always, always look out for your flight attendants. That is definitely something I learned, because if you look out for them, chances are they will absolutely look out for you. So St. Patrick's asks, what is my favorite Delta Sky Club? And this is actually a pretty rough one, because I've been to every single Delta Sky Club in Atlanta. I did a video on that earlier in my YouTube career where I gave tours of all of that. Feel free to check out all the Sky Clubs in Atlanta. But I have to say, my favorite, if I had to hammer it down, I have a top 3. Aesthetically, Salt Lake City. Absolutely beautiful. I like it. I like the way it's laid out. It's very comfortable. And when they redesigned it, it's like you're going into like a grand space. Functionally, it's going to be LAX. The LAX Sky Club, beautiful space, long way up. You take a nice long escalator. Drinks are always great. Food's always great. And they have a very functional outside area that, until I visited the LAX Sky Club, my favorite one was the International Terminal at Terminal F in Atlanta. But LAX just blows that away. So my top Delta Sky Club is actually in LaGuardia. LaGuardia Airport Sky Club is massive. JFK's is pretty big, but LaGuardia's is ridiculous. Plus, one perk of the LaGuardia Sky Club that I enjoyed are the soundproof work pods. They have these pods. They have them in LAX too, but just out of sheer size and scope, I have to say LaGuardia is my favorite hands down. If you pass through LaGuardia and you're flying Delta, it is worth a visit. It absolutely is. I will always suggest it. I've taken meetings in there. Beautiful. Next one. What percent of the time do you get upgrades with Delta? Is it mainly dependent on the airport you fly out of? I get upgraded with Delta. To be perfectly honest with you, after all of these flights, I can say it's about 50-50. I can depend on being upgraded with Delta. Out of all the flights that I've taken, because normally I call my wife and I let her know, and she has status as well. So we always let each other know when we get a bump. And I consider anything an upgrade. If I go from main to comfort, that's an upgrade. Comfort to first. Now, the type of upgrade I normally get is main to comfort. If I already book a comfort ticket, I get upgraded way less to first class than I do from main to comfort. But also, the funny thing is I actually get upgraded more from main to first than I do from comfort to first. Somebody's got to explain that to me. So that is the percentage. It's about half and half. I definitely get upgraded way more with Delta than I do with American and United. And United, I get upgraded with more than I get upgraded with American. United, I've gotten first class upgrades. And United is actually, and this is weird because a lot of people have United status, and I've flown through some United heavy portals. As far as where you fly, it does matter as long as you take your status into account. If you have high status and you are flying through a Delta heavy space, Salt Lake City, Minneapolis, Atlanta, LA, New York, the lower your status, the better your chances because the competition isn't as fierce. Now, if you are flying in a place that is agnostic or is not a Delta stronghold, think that is kind of, there's normally space and they just do it in the normal priority speak. That is what I've experienced over my flights. So let's go here. There we go. Chad can survive in politics, being apprehensive about bribery. It's not apprehensive. I just forget. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times they go with digital cards and stuff like that. I forget. I mean, I really should, especially in Palm Beach, since I fly out of there so much. But maybe I'll try it one day. I'll film it and I'll let you guys know. Double Animal Fries in the building. Yo, appreciate you being here. Don Kim, thumbs up to the Delta Sky Club. The man, salute / Ink team in the building. Said, is this a third? I actually think, yeah, it might be. Yeah, I think this is actually a lot for me. I know they don't go live a lot. My work schedule is just crazy. I'm barely putting out videos, but yeah, I think I've been kind of going nuts here. Everybody saying what's up to everybody. Oh, my guy, St. Patrick again, salute with the 2 spot. He says, is there a Sky Club you would absolutely pass on? You know what? Yes. I went to the Virgin Club I mistakenly said I went to the Virgin Club in Boston. And I said that on the last live, and I was wrong. It was the Delta Sky Club in Boston Logan Airport. When you go to the international terminal, they took us on a bus to go to catch our A330 to Paris. It was a Delta Sky Club that was hot garbage, rated PG for pure garbage. Now, most people aren't going to be flying international. So let me give you a domestic one. Let me think of a domestic one that I've been to that I haven't cared for. I would like to say it's the one I believe it's the C terminal in Atlanta. There's one that's literally underground, and I don't care for it. I'll go to another terminal to escape it. I don't care for it. I want to say it's the C terminal in Atlanta. I'll pass on that Sky Club any day of the week. Other than that, all the other ones, they've been in major terminals, so they've been pretty awesome. So let's see here. Let me close this. Let's go back to the chat here. Oh, my guy, call me Lonnie in the building. Booyah. Hey, if you're here, I can only assume that you are subscribed to Lonnie. And if you are, good for you. If you're not, you're lacking major shit in your life. You definitely need to get over there. It's one of the smartest cats that I know. Definitely. Lonnie for the win. Well, look at here. Dugras reports. Dugras with Dugras reports is in the building. He has taken over the Saturday Live broadcast slot. Kudos to him. Seen amazing growth, and I had the pleasure of actually meeting Dugras at the very first creator meetup, and then I saw you again in New Orleans, but the very first time I met him in Las Vegas. Great conversation. I had the honor of sharing dinner with him and his brother-in-law. Awesome individual. Please make sure you subscribe to Dugras Reports. He has the rip trips. He shows you how to effectively use your cash and separate your cash and points travel in order to be as effective as possible with a full family complement. So let's see. Dugras says, I know you had some career changes within the last year or so. I've lost track. Are you flying more or less because of that? I am flying much more because of my career change. I was doing medical consulting, and now I've fallen headfirst into the IT space, and I am a sysadmin / network admin / IT tech for a national company, and we have locations that are mainly bi-coastal that I go and I service on site as well as remotely. So that is actually what requires all the flying. Now, we also have a few locations in Canada, so you'll see that I've taken a few trips to Toronto as well. Lloyd Toussaint says, is it better to go to the Centurion Lounge, ATL, or the Sky Club for breakfast, traveling with a silver-teeth toddler? Food-wise, I like the breakfast at the Centurion in Atlanta better, but because the Centurion's in the E-gates, normally early morning, there are tighter connections. If you're going to go to the Sky Club, I would suggest that you... Okay, so there's the B-gate Sky Club, which is the biggest one. There's the A terminal, which has 2. There's the T terminal, which has 1. It's fairly small. I don't know where you're flying, but most domestic flights connect through the B or C gates. Okay. So now, even though I don't care for the B gate as it's underground, it's less traveled than the others. If you get into one that is less traveled, by all means, I would probably stay away from the French toast sticks. I've had them. They're just not. The egg omelets are not bad. I've eaten so much food there. I kind of remember their whatchamacallit. But as far as breakfast, I've enjoyed breakfast in Centurion lounges. They're fairly standard across the system. So if you can make it to the Centurion, by all means. If not, then especially if you're going through ATL, try to find a less traveled Sky Club. B is always going to be heavy since it's so big and can accommodate so many people. If you can make it to F is always great. Always, 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 because their bar is so small, their buffet is so small, they recycle the food very quickly, stays hot, stays fresh, not a lot of mess. So let's see here. QC Man says, have you figured out your Sky Club situation for the rest of the year since you're out of complimentary entries? So I figured, let's talk about that, right? So here was my first thought. Me and my wife talked about it. I could just buy a Sky Club membership. I mean, it's not like I won't use it. I will definitely get more use out of it than the average bear, especially with this year flying 35 routes in Delta. That's 20 over what I'm going to do. And I like to visit the Sky Club on arrival because they are one of the few lounges that allow for you to visit on arrival, even without a connection. So for me, it's like if I've been flying for a long time and I need a cup of tea as a pick-me-up, it's a quick way to get it without having to spend money. And 9 times out of 10, I'm walking past one anyway. So that was the first option. The second option, I looked at entertaining getting a Delta Reserve business card. But then I realized that the spend was kind of high for the fact that it wasn't that much great of greater of a sub than just simply getting the personal. So that was another thing. And in addition to that, that would help me with status. But then I realized I don't know if I want gold status again. It actually was the least enjoyable status that I had with Delta, except for when I flew internationally, which then gave me access to the business class lounges. Then, third option, see if I can find a no lifetime language just to be sure. Business platinum, make sure I wasn't in pop-up jail. Get some more visits, because all of this is encompassed in the fact that it is September. My platinum card renews in January. So I really only have to figure out a solution for a couple of months. Then I remember my wife has a business card. I can use up her visits because she doesn't travel nearly as much as I do. So what I'm going to do is actually make that decision within the next month and a half, because also we're trying to move. So I got to be careful with my credit. So those are the options. So these are the diabolical plans that I thought of, because even with the Amex Platinum business card, I could potentially get another 250,000 points, paying off property taxes and stuff like that, because it's that time of year, and get my visits. So, I mean, if I bought the membership, that's 5 points per dollar. That's what? About 3,000 points that I can just pick up quick for something I am going to use. So these are some of the diabolical things that I have as far as that's concerned. I just have not made the decision yet. Says, get the job to pay for a Sky Club membership. Man, I wish. They don't like me like that. I tell Regis, I make sure that the ones and the zeros keep flowing. They'll mess around and have me driving rental cars to these locations if I start asking for perks like that. Sure. So let's see here. Lloyd, either will do. Neither one will have anything spectacular. Okay, that's what Sledge is saying about breakfast at the breakfast in ATL at the Sky Club or at Centurion. Call the DS. Are you Team Linux or Team Windows? I am actually Team Windows. I work exclusively in Windows. I've done some independent study with Linux and worked with some Linux systems before, but I don't use it enough in my day-to-day to even, I would consider myself an utter novice. So I would not be on that team. I'd probably be their bat boy or something. Chad is Team MS. That's funny. Yo, that's where I got my start, was MS-DOS. MS-DOS, DOS 5. That's where I got my start. That was when it was Windows 3, then 3.1.1, Windows 95, 98, Windows Me 2000, NT. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's me. All right, Lloyd said, appreciate it. MR said, I sucked it up and purchased a Sky Club membership. After all, my reserve passes ran out. I fly enough, so it made sense. Exactly. That's why that was my first option, because I could buy it, and it does make sense. It makes perfect sense. Do you see these flight paths? Makes perfect sense. Period. I have towards million miler status. I'm over 150,000 miles flown on Delta alone. So yeah, that if I would have flew Delta every single flight this year, that's 100,000 flights. Let's say I'd have flew 101 flights with Delta. Getting that is a no-brainer. I could get that, not go to a lounge for 2 whole months, and it would still provide adequate value. So yeah. So yeah, that's I don't blame you, MR. And then on top of that, because it's the airline purchase, if you have the reserve, you get the 3 points per dollar. If you have the platinum, you get the 5 points per dollar. Or if you get with that rockin' ass Capital One portal, if for some reason they have a deal on Delta, you could leverage Capital One points towards it. And it's not cheap, but it gets you there. It really does. It really does help out, because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm a lounge slob. I need to be in a lounge. I know everybody, I don't get there early enough to go to lounge. Good for you. I will get there early to go to lounge because I need to relax. I do a lot on my computer. I set things up. And because I run around with this thing, this is my, this is my Remarkable. I would die without this. This thing has all of my notebooks in it, because I used to carry a ton of notebooks, but I have all of my notebooks in it for specific things. When I write my perspectives down so I don't forget them, travel plans, redemption plans, work stuff, network configurations. If I need to make sure I have things installed and I want to make sure my ports are configured correctly. Like I'm a note taker. I'm old school. So shoot, I just hit the desk. I don't want this to fall. So yeah, so I'm old school. I'd be butt naked without my remarkable. Okay. MR asks, this is the Flighty app. This is the Flighty app. I really like it. I was actually referred to it by Key of Kiki's Adventures. Shout out Key. And she was like, you fly so much, you should get this. So like here, like I have my Flighty friends. I can send I think I can send like referrals and stuff. We'll have to see. If anything, if you guys want to link up, I can get with you in the Discord and I can send you something over. Or by all means, reach out to Key. Key has that. She can send you a referral. You know what? Shout out to Key. Reach out to Key. She's better than me. So yeah, that this is what I use. It updates in real time from my phone in my computer. You can link your work email to it. So when you confirm your flights, it will automatically add it. I add mine manually because I don't know when I'm going to go. And then I go so fast. It's like I already have my phone in my hand anyway because I'm already checking my emails. Sledge and Team says, I sleep until the very last second and get to the airport 30 minutes before my flight boards. Hey, man, it's people of all sorts. So, I mean, hey, if that works for you. Oh, checking out another great video. Wife, you ready to go eat? Sir, salute to you, Patrick. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 5 spot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let me go back to what it is. Let's get back into what it is that I've learned. Now, another thing that I've learned since we're talking lounges is all airports are not created equal. Now, I've been beating this horse for a while that we successfully have really just effed up valuing airline cards because the minute you hear airline card, the first thing out of somebody's mouth is lounge access. That is all well and good. But as you can see here, I have visited just alone 32 airports. Now, including some of these airports, like my home airport of Palm Beach, we have an escape lounge, which we have that on one side, and we have the Delta Sky Club on the other. That's it. So if you are not flying Delta and you're flying JetBlue, you have no lounge access, period, because that is on the seaside just with Delta. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, if you are not flying Delta or JetBlue, then you pretty much have access to the escape lounge if you have the card access, because that's pretty much where everyone else flies. All airports are not, period, not created equal. How often do you hear people talk about the Admirals Club in Atlanta? Go ahead. I'll wait. I bet you a lot of you didn't even know there was one in Atlanta. Most people, including myself, as a matter of fact, I think I might know where it is. I think it might be in the, oh, I forget the terminal. But the only clubs I've ever seen in Atlanta are the Centurion, the club in the F terminal, and just Delta Sky clubs. But Atlanta has United clubs, they have American, and they have the Sky clubs. So that's the whole thing. All airports are not created equal. So people are running out getting these premium airline cards, listening to their favorite YouTubers, and don't have a particularly good grasp on the lounges that are in their home airports. So, like if you go to Fort Lauderdale, they have the Delta Sky Club. It's all right, but did anyone name anything else that's there? Nope. You go to Miami, they got a million clubs there, but there's also huge lines with it being a major AA hub, it being the gateway to South and Central America, and also a major international airport, plus heightened police presence due to smuggling, and so on and so forth. So that is the other thing. All airports are not created equal. So be very mindful at home. Trying to pull up my notes again. So you have A lot of places, like for instance, and I'm gonna give you guys some game, right? Like, take me for instance, I want to visit every Centurion Lounge in the domestic network, right? So that's before they add some more. I have three left. I have not been to Miami because if you've ever driven in Miami, case closed. And frankly, I don't go down there unless I have to. And every other time I've been there, the lounge has been closed. I have not been to Phoenix, although I've been to the Phoenix airport, but I connected so late, couldn't go in it. And the other one, LaGuardia. LaGuardia Airport, I have not been there because I've never flown United into LaGuardia. And if you fly Delta, you do not have access to the Centurion Lounge because it's in a different terminal. You literally have to go out, go back through security. And I'm not doing all that to visit a lounge. I might be a lounge snob. I'm not a lounge idiot. I just don't think it's worth all of that. So those are the three I have not visited yet because of that. You have to remember all airports are not created equal. It's when you go to your strongholds, your Dallases, your Charlottes, your Minneapolis, and then you have your big three hubs: LAX, JFK, LGA. What else? Is another big three hub where all of them are there. I think those are the major ones where all three are there. You got lounges all over the place. Period. And some of them may include Capital One lounges and what have you. Looking forward to trying a Delta One lounge. And then also, all airports are not created equal. You have lounge deserts like Chicago, O'Hare. I do believe there are United lounges there, but if you're not flying United, it's just it's rough. O'Hare is rough, and yeah, it's pretty rough. So you have to keep that in mind. I know that us creators make these airline cards sound great. We make lounge access sound so great. Trust me, there are not little cherubims floating around with harps sprinkling cool water on each other's butts, and there's not the sunshine coming straight from the creator's eyes on you. It's just a place to get away from screaming kids who are crawling on a gross airport floor because their parents didn't watch this video. That's about it. So let's see here. Everybody's saying what's up to Sledge. Let's go back to here. Filmo says, I want to get to the airport, but the missus not so much. Hey, man, sometimes it's like that. Luckily, I have seduced my wife over to the dark side. And while she may not enjoy an adult beverage like me, I'm an absolute degenerate. And literally, I will have one first thing in the morning just because it's free. Some people need that to simmer themselves down at the idea of taking a plane somewhere. I mean, it just has utility all day long. So it says, as soon as I wake up, I schedule an Uber. Filmo says, I'm waiting on them JetBlue lounges. I mean, JetBlue, I was around when JetBlue first came out. I remember when JetBlue was a discount airline flying out of JFK. That was our primary way to get from New York to South Florida in Palm Beach. They were super discount. Everything was free. JetBlue pioneered the seatback satellite TV. DirecTV, that was the first time I heard of DirecTV. It was because of JetBlue Airlines. They pioneered that. The pillows, blankets, the blue chips. There, you didn't have to pay for any check bag. You didn't pay for check bags on Blue. I think like the first one or two was free. JetBlue used to be a hyper discounted airline. And then all of a sudden, I heard they were getting their own wing at JFK. They have their own terminal, and they just blew up out of nowhere. So that's just me showing my age. Sledge is saying here, Tampa has an Admiral in the Sky Club, not even a Priority Plus line. That's it. I've been to Tampa. I actually didn't go into any of the lounges because when I was leaving Tampa to go to Seattle. And who did I fly? I don't even think I flew Delta. I think I flew somebody else, so I couldn't go in the Delta lounge. And I just went straight to my gate. Oh, speaking of the devil, Kiki Adventures is in the building. I'm telling you guys, check out Key. Let her talk to you about the Flighty app. She totally sold me on it. I have it. I love it. I use it all the time. Just saying 100 flights by September is serious business. That's how we roll. Sledge echoes my sentiment. I hate O'Hare. I don't particularly care for it either. Caller DS says, I see lounge access as an insurance policy for long delay. That's it. Trust me, if you've ever had an inordinate delay, like for instance, I was in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago, and my flight ended up getting delayed. Was it 2, 3 hours? It was 2 or 3 hours. For some reason, Delta just was not on their game. So I went to the Centurion. That's where I went. I was hanging out. I was good. And then when we got back, Delta really took care of me because I ended up missing my connection flight in Atlanta and having to take a flight the next day. But that lounge access, when your plane is not where your plane is supposed to be, it's beautiful. And like I said earlier in this live, remember that if your carrier has a lounge there, you can avoid very long lines by simply talking to the agents in the lounge because they are empowered as gate agents and they can make flights and look at things that other people will wait in line forever only to be told no, because by that time they get to the front of the line and they're being pretty rude to people who didn't do anything to them. So let's see here. Oh yeah. MR, Sky Club at O'Hare is better than most. Delta flies out of Terminal 5, aka the international terminal now. So it's hard to double dip on lounges. Well, now you've taught me something. I've never seen a Delta lounge there. And when I flew from Germany, like 6 months ago, I was in that, but then I went straight to just get my bags and leave on my United flight. So maybe that's why I missed it. But now I will keep that in the memory banks. Good looking out. Oh, shout out, salute, Rex Bleen. He just started a YouTube channel. Please check him out. He designed a song for Joe Barretto's intro. Thank you. I appreciate you for being a member of the channel. Thank you very much. There we go. Key's latest video is fire. I might even copy. Shout out to Key. Let's see here. MR says, Sledge, I don't think anyone likes O'Hare. They were talking about O'Hare, but I'm definitely not going to Midway. I've never even seen Midway, so I ain't going to that. Roddy saying what's up to Key. And there it is. Check them out on YouTube at Rex Studios 949. Please do so. Because, fun fact, Rex's YouTube channel, when you go there, ask him who subscriber number 1 was. Key from Kiki's Adventure. I think you should ask Rex who subscriber number 1 was. You guys might have to have a nice conversation about that. So, Key wants Sledge to try out Midway. C wants to hear his thoughts. Oh, okay. So he's flown to Midway a few times. There you go. Caller DS says Midway has a priority pass lounge, but it's not particularly good or big. Now that reminds me, going back to not all airports not being equal. Now, Sledge can attest to this. I've flown out of Cleveland a few times, and pretty much all they have is a priority pass lounge, and it's not great. It's all they have, but and let's get with that. This is something else that I've learned after 100 flights. Priority pass. Priority pass is a polarizing benefit because people like Key, who have had 11 million cards, we have so many priority pass memberships floating all over the place. I have quite a few priority pass memberships floating in place. I can tell you right now, if you are in the travel card market, if you are a domestic traveler, you want to be looking for issuer-based lounges over priority pass. But if you are an international traveler, you do not want to leave home without your priority pass membership. I've been to priority pass lounges in Rome, Athens. Did we go to one? No, we didn't go to one in Paris. I've been to one in Mexico, and I've been to one in Toronto. I went on a trip in Toronto, I went to the Maple Leaf Lounge, French kiss, Priority pass is actually not as good, but it's still better than US domestic priority passes. Now, there are some diamonds in the rough with all these airports that I visited. If you have a chance to go to Priority Pass Lounge in San Francisco at SFO Airport, they actually have a really nice Priority Pass lounge. You won't be sorry going there. Others, not so much. I think Sledge can tell you about, I think it's St. Lucia he can tell you about that are just god awful. But Priority Pass, by and large, internationally, will offer you great amenities akin to like a Centurion style setup in other places. One of the best Priority Pass lounges I went to was when the wife and I were in Rome, and we loved it. We were just like, she asked me if I was sure it was Priority Pass. Then we tried a Plaza Premium Lounge, which actually was not as good. It was still good, but it wasn't as good as the Priority Pass one. Rex, make sure you reach out to her. All right, Filmos World says Midway is pretty chill. I haven't been to Midway. And salute to Rex for the 2 spot. Much appreciated. Calder Diaz says MDW is great for me since it's closer to downtown Chicago and suburbs I go to than O'Hare. And they've got some sneaky international flights. Okay, got a couple diamonds in the rough. I mean, that works. Because I think, yeah, I've connected through Chicago a few times. Yeah, I flew in from Chicago when I came in from Frankfurt when I was able to fly the 747 this year. It's a bucket list flight, kind of dated, but just for the sake of flying it, I want to fly it. Okay. Says Cleveland Priority Pass Lounge isn't the smallest lounge I've been in, but it's the way it's made. It is so tight in there. Yeah, like when you walk into the Cleveland Priority Pass Lounge, it's kind of like a hallway where the bar is, and then there's like an alcove in the back where people can sit, but most people just sit at the bar, so it kind of gets a little congested. The bathrooms are at the front, so it's like as soon as you walk in, it's like, you smell the pee-pee pot. So it says, don't remind me about that awful pee-pee lounge in St. Lucia. Juan Garcia in the building. What's going on? I just want to give a special shout out to all of my members. Thank you so much for being members. I want to make sure that I shout you guys out a lot. And remember, all of my members, this Saturday, I will be on Joe Barretto's live in the live voice chat, ready to answer any and all questions about redemptions, or we could just chop it up between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern. I will take that time out. That is for you guys. I'll see you there. I just want to take it off YouTube and just offer value to my members. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And also, let's see here. Oh, I didn't even read the message. Let me go back to it. Chad was and will always be numero uno. Thank you very much. I've always been a fan of fleshing out new talent on YouTube, and especially in the credit card space, which is near and dear to my heart. I like anybody who wants to share and participate in the information that's there. Philmo says the club in Baltimore is so bad. That's another airport I have not been to, is Baltimore. Cold soup and prepackaged cookies and have to go through security. Damn. Angel, as a matter of fact, because I'm going to Puerto Rico, let me say it right. Angel Torres. Set your expectations low for SJU Priority Pass Lounge and then lower. Oh, wow. A bit more. Hope to see you all soon down here. Hell yeah, we're coming, bro. We are coming. Well, it is what it is. I'm going to deal with it, but I'm definitely going to be in San Juan. Let me make sure my camera's still pointing right. I'm looking forward to it. So, does anyone have any other questions for me as far as it goes for having 100 flights? These flights were a mix of different routes, different times, different distances. I've taken very short flights, very long flights. I've had flights canceled on me. As you can see here in 2025, I lost 23 hours from delays. So I've literally, in the last 9 months, I've had a day taken from me just simply in flight delays. So let's look at some, because I didn't click on the delay stats. Worst delay. PBI to Really? Okay, well, apparently a United flight had me delayed for 2 hours going to Houston. Really? Why is that? Oh, I remember that flight. Yeah, that sucked. You know what? Yeah. That actually wasn't, yeah. But by and large, I've actually been early 61% of the time. And when they say early, they mean era. You could be 4 or 5 minutes early when they land. I've had flight canceled on me, an international flight coming out of Canada. I remember that. Late arrivals, JetBlue, United. As you can see, Delta and American Airlines are at the bottom of the list once you get your arse on their planes. So, Sledge asks, where is flight 102 going? 102 is I'm going to Dallas. I think I'm going to go to Dallas and jump to Houston. That's the plan. So 102 and 103 will go there, and then I think I'm retracing the same route out because I want to see how high of a status I can get with American now that I've secured Delta status. I was going to go as high as I could with Delta, but it's just simply too expensive. And I really feel like I want to see more parts of different airports, and I want to really dive deep into other carriers. And on top of that, once you go silver with Delta, then there's gold, platinum, and diamond. You're either silver or you're diamond. In between, yeah, they have statuses, but other carriers, mid and high level statuses, trounce Delta, namely American. So, QC Man asks, is this the most flights taken in a year? Yes, absolutely, by far. By far, period. I can tell you that for sure. As a matter of fact, not only can I tell you, because I looked back and I backloaded all my flights. In 2024, the entire year of 2024, I only took 53 flights. That's it. That's all. That was the entire year. We're only 3/4 of the year, and I've taken 101. As you can see here in 2024, I flew 50,000 miles, 52,000 miles. I've doubled that so far in 2025. And then I loaded some flights in 2023. Obviously, as you can see, how the map is set up, as you can see, a common point is Delta. Atlanta, Minneapolis, that's Cleveland, Detroit, Boston, New York, Los Angeles, Seattle, all Delta strongholds. Every single one of them is a Delta stronghold. That was from the flights that I loaded from 2023. And even in 2024, you can see a common point. In Atlanta, you see where I started flying United here. So you got me in Denver. But for the most part, they're all Delta strongholds. And then you see here where I really started to spread my wings all over the place. And it just starts looking like somebody just threw some spaghetti at a damn map there. But those are my experiences. But yeah, those are my delay stats from 2025. I've lost an entire day. So now let's look at aircraft stats. Total aircraft, I've flown 20 different aircraft in 2025. All time, only 24. In 2025, the oldest one was 33 years old from 1992. The newest one was only 8 months old. 737 MAX 9, most flown craft, Delta. Frequent tail numbers. It's because I fly a lot out of Palm Beach to Atlanta and back. So now I don't have a favorite seat, but everybody knows my favorite thing to fly is first and or business because, well, I am bougie and I've earned it. Let's see here. QC Man says, oh, wait a minute. QC Man says, will the proposed platinum changes enhance your travels or not really since they're mainly lifestyle stuff? Really and truly, with them being lifestyle, I'm not really worried about it because even with the hike in the annual fee, my only wish is that they would kind of be a little less stringent with the lounge visits. For the most part, nothing's really going to change for me. I'll look and see which once they confirm the changes, which lifestyle stuff fits in for me because my wife has become a bit of a gym rat, so maybe that Lululemon will fall into the mix. But for the most part, it didn't matter what they were going to raise the Amex Platinum to. I'm not getting rid of the card because at this point now, I travel so much. It's not that I want it; I need it because I can't. I'm running around with my laptop, doing stuff on my phone. I need workspace. I'm starving. I'm exhausted. I barely sleep. It's just it is what it is. So yeah, no matter what, I was going to keep the card anyway. My guy, Chad, sorry. I'm like, hey man, John, you ain't never late. You're always welcome here, brother. I appreciate you for coming through. But yeah, so back to what I'm saying here. So I've flown all of these different planes, right? Let's see here. Top class, you already know. you you already know, but it's just funny. It's just the ones that I loaded, but because I'm not loading them up like that much. So just showing you the frequent tails that I have here. Now the average age, 9 years old. And the newest aircraft that I was on was back in June of last year. And no, wait a minute, right? Yeah, back in June of last year. Oldest one was no, the oldest one that I've been on, newest one that I've been on was built in June of last year, and the oldest one that I've been on was built in November of 1992. So now this doesn't include the fact that I've been on the A380, wonderful experience, A350 long range from Miami to Doha, Qatar. By the way, it's called Qatar. I had to explain this to my sister. Now, let me rant here. Why do people call it Qatar? Like, who said that was a thing? Qatar isn't. I've heard people talk about flying Qatar Air to Qatar. It's the same word. Let's stop following trends here. It's Qatar. If you really want to, because I've been to that part of the world, Qatar is how they say it. It's Qatar. Please stop saying Qatar. You sound weird when you do that. So yeah, it's Qatar. So yeah, those are my stats. Those are my stats. You see all that delta here. See me picking up status all over the place, sprinkled in with some American and some United. But then United actually recently grounded their flights and then started flying them again. So now, as you can see here, these are all United. So not United, American. So yeah, we're gonna go back to American. All right. So I'm happy you brought. Oh, wait a minute. Salute to John R. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for the super chat. Don't just click, smash the like button. Thank you very much. Thank you. Juan Garcia says, bro, wait a minute. Juan Garcia says, thoughts on this unannounced evaluation of Hilton points. Third one in 12 months. I have actually heard I've heard some chatter about that. And the funny thing is that I was looking at the Waldorf Astoria Pedregal as maybe a destination the wife and I could see. Now, the thing with Hilton is dangerous insofar as that what they'll do is they'll front load things, but they'll leave you an out. Now, there's no secret. My favorite points currency is Marriott because they're versatile. I can use them to top off airlines. I can use them to get rooms. I can do a lot of things with Marriott points. Now, Hilton, the devaluation per se is on the hotel side, but have they affected the airline partners? Because a lot of people don't know that Hilton also has airline partners, just like Marriott does, only the redemption is the rate's worse. So it's like 10-1. But if you watch people like Cesar Joel, who has said on numerous occasions, him using his Blue Business Plus has turned it into a supercharged Hilton card for no annual fee, plus with protections, using it for his business. If you have people like myself, Sledge, I can't think of who else, but people who have the Aspire card, once you automatically get that diamond status, you're at 34 points per dollar spent at Hilton properties. So if you want to stay budget at Hampton Inn or Hilton Garden Inn all through the year, let's say you pay $100 a night, you stay 2 nights, $200. That's what, 6,800 points a night. Those things start adding up, plus you have your resort credits and such and what have you. So the devaluation on the one end sucks. But then also, in addition to Hilton dining, you can, if you decide to be loyal to Hilton spend, you can be in a situation where you rack up more Hilton points than you even know what to do with. Don't get me wrong, they're trying to take them. But I think it will force the smartest of us, and there are people much smarter than me, to try to be more strategic in the deployment of Hilton points. And maybe, who knows, they can push you in a certain direction that may help you get the most value out of them. I've seen certain locations have raised their per night value on Hilton points, but as so far, I have not had confirmation that it is all of them. So you just want to keep that in perspective. Bro, when did they start saying Cutter? I know. I don't know why. It's so annoying that they just say Cutter. Because for some reason, my sister asked me about it. She was watching my Qatar Q Suites video. And she was like, is it Cutter or Qatar? Like, they're confusing me on TV. And I said, it's Qatar. I said, only silly people who follow others say Cutter. It's Qatar. Because the country's name is Qatar. Beautiful country, by the way. Doha is beautiful. Rex Blaine says, a CNN idiot called it Qatar during a second Gulf War, and it stuck somehow. That's where it came from. QC Man says, slightly less desirable destination after what happened there a few days ago. Yes. And the funny thing is, it happened right in Doha. I don't get into those conversations, but I was very disheartened to hear about what happened there. I'm not going to discuss it here on the live. By all means, feel free to type in your favorite search engine, what happened in Doha, Qatar. This week, it was unfortunate. It is a very nice place to visit. As a matter of course, Doha, you know what? I'm not even going to show that. But Doha, Qatar, as a matter of, I think I can. Give me a second. Give me a, oops. There we go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's pull it up. Let's look at some places in Qatar. Where is it? You guys are seeing my secret stash of YouTube stuff. Drafts. There we go. Purposely misspelled that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Where is it? Let's. Oh, I didn't edit any of the cuts. That's stupid. Huh. I thought I did. Oh, there we go. Oh, see that? Oh, no, you can't even see it. Damn it. Let's see if we can pull it up. So, yeah. So, this is some of the footage that I've shot from 3E in Qatar Q Suites. Let's see if I can pull something else up here for you. Because, I mean, let's just really talk about it. Qatar was crazy. Being in the lounges, do I have? Yes. There we go. You guys see it. That's the Al Safwa Lounge. That is the first class Al Safwa Lounge. This is just a taste of some of the majesty of, oh, she fine. This taste of some of the majesty of the Al Safwa Lounge. This place is absolutely huge. So let's see. Just some of this, the infinity pool the infinity fountain that they have here. The reason these cuts are so small is because they're made to be B-roll. B-rolled in for videos that I have not made yet, but I did the pre-cuts. And I was just getting different versions. This place has a movie theater in it. I went in it. This is sick. But this is one of the flights that I took in 2025. Back here. Wait a minute. Where is it? Back here. Where is it? So back here, you'll see this is the bar, and back here is where we were sitting, where they served us Wagyu steak. If you go around these corners, the kitchen is here. There's a smoking room here, and there's more seating here. That is all in one lounge. This lounge is larger than the terminal of my home airport. This is just the lounge. There's still more airport outside. So that's just to give you an idea. And this is only a part of the lounge because they also have a sushi bar. They have a duty-free shop. They have the kids area, the nannies area, the spa, the showers, the sleep cells. It's just sick. Absolutely sick. So let's see here. John says, get it right. It's guitar, not guitar or cutter. Yes, please, no politics. Vincent Pasquale says, Greg from Frequent Miler pronounces it cutter. Well, Greg is wrong, and you can tell him we said so. I said so. Greg, you're wrong. And Frequent Miler, you're obviously not a frequent visitor of Qatar. But that's that. John says, Doha looks pretty amazing. Vincent, because people are followers. They are. And John R. says, at sledging team, sheeple. But yeah, that is the idea. Like, it's this lounge is just beautiful. Let's see. I'm not going to waste you guys' time showing a ton of these, but I definitely, like, this will be the last one because they do have museum exhibits here. So as you enter through the main hall, this is actually the main hall that you enter through. There is there's a waterfall there, and they just show you artifacts from the region. And it's not just from the Arabian Desert. You also have some, that's the spa. You also have some as well from Egypt and Greece, and it's just all through there. They have a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff going on there. And this is all in the lounge. This lounge is absolutely posh. Rex Bleen said it best. He says it best right here. It's the best place in the world to be homeless. It sure is. I didn't even get to go to the Al Marjan, which is a business class. So one thing that I learned is that Al Safwa is first class and Al Marjan is business class, and that's how they name their lounges because that's what's stamped on the front when you walk in. So now you're walking through the Great Hall here, and this is what comes down. You recognize the infinity pool right here and around here where the gate agents are. Over here is where the over on this side is where the duty-free shop was. So yeah, you have all this seating here, and it's like museum quality. It just makes you just sit up and just be quiet. QC Man says, damn, I could live in that lounge. Sledge says it's a museum posing as a lounge. Rex Bleen says, there's a lot less hot Russian chicks. Doha DXB is more vibrant. That is one thing. I've actually not been in the business or first class in Dubai because when I flew out via Q Suites, and that it too is on the bucket list. I actually want to go to the first class lounge, so I'm going to put that on the bucket list. But yeah, I just want to show you guys some footage from Dubai just to let you guys know, like, I'm serious. Like, I really do this. I do this for real. And as you can see here on my flight paths, this is the part of the world that I've been in. As a matter of fact, I actually have footage from the Emirates Lounge in Cairo as well, which wasn't bad, even though it was a dry lounge, because in Egypt, they will not allow you to drink at the airport. You got to get in the air before the alcohol starts to flow. And fun fact, Egypt Air is also a dry airline. So no matter what, you can't drink with them. No matter how long you fly, they do not serve alcohol on their planes. So that is just something. I've never flown Egypt Air, but I have it on good authority. That's why I have not purchased a ticket. So John R. says, Chad walks the walk, and I am happy to do so. Well, it has been 1 hour and 30 minutes approximately of me blathering on and on and on, telling you some of the things that I've learned. Um, these are just some of the things that I've learned traveling 100 flights in 9 months. So please, anybody, any questions? Any questions, any questions, any questions? I would love to answer any questions that you guys have. I'll give it 15 more minutes so then we can round it out because I know you guys have things to do and you don't want to just sit here staring at me, although, I've been known to be handsome for a time or two at one point in my life. So, yeah, let's talk about it. What do you guys want to know? What can I help you find out, figure out? So we've covered the fact that your flight attendants wield tremendous power. Please be nice to your flight attendants. They can really be the difference between a great flight and a sucking one, especially if you have a kid screaming right next to you, or someone has fallen asleep and farted, and Jesus, it's just the worst. So let's see here. Oh, I do have a question. How many hotel stays? Oh man, I wish they had a Flighty for hotel stays, but hotel stays, if I had to say off the top of my head, because it's on my phone, if I had to say off the top of my head, I have titanium status with Marriott, diamond with Hilton, Explorers with Hyatt. I want to say at least 40. Because some of these flights, I was just in and out in a day. So I want to say at least 40 different unique stays between quite a few cities. So that is what I would say if I had to give an educated guess. And that's spread across Marriott properties, IHG properties, Hyatt, and Hilton. QC Man asks, any jet lag remedy for that many flights? I am a big fan of the best remedy for jet lag is to prevent it before it starts. Now, here's something that you need to understand on these planes. They are pressurized, and the constant moving air, it drives the humidity down. So what ends up happening is you tend to be dehydrated on planes, whether you know it or not. I don't care if it's a 2-hour flight. I don't care if it's a 12-hour flight. The key to planes, drink water. So the best part is before you get on a plane, you as you're boarding, pound a 20 ounce. I'm telling you, you will thank me later. It really helps with the fatigue because in addition to the fact that you are going from different pressurized zones, your body is dehydrated and they will dehydrate you. Also, a lot of planes has switched from machine ice to actually bagged ice. So the ice tends to be safer to eat in your drinks as well. And that is what helps me. Outside of that, when I get off the plane, because coffee might be too much of a shock to your system for some people, definitely energy drinks are. I tend to stop by the lounge and get a tea, or on the last go around, I will have a tea or a natural source of caffeine like chocolate, and it will help you get through once you leave the plane. That is what I would say. That is how I have fought it off in my. Oh, and also shoes. Take care of your feet. I'm telling you, I've seen it so many times. People wear stupid shoes to the airport, just really dumb shoes, open toes and this and that. Take care of your feet. Get some great bolstered shoes. Get some shoes that are flexible. It's really hard traveling in like business shoes and stuff like that. Wear a second pair of shoes. You will thank me later. Because remember, you're going into a pressurized environment that wreaks havoc on your synovial fluids, your blood, your joints, your nerves. Wear good shoes. Look, thank me later. Wear good shoes. Much appreciated. Rex, thank you, sir. Rex asks, is Ambassador even worth it? Why, if so? Frequent Miler says no. Ambassador status, I don't see it. I don't see it. With Marriott, your sweet spot is platinum. Even titanium. it really kind of goes over old ground. You know what I mean? I have titanium because just by virtue of my travel, but the absolute sweet spot is platinum. You definitely want that. You get the most benefits. You still get the welcome gift. As far as ambassador, it's just titanium with a phone number to call and the requirement to spend almost $25,000. Who the hell wants to do that? I don't think that it's worth it unless you are in situations where you are booking absolute last minute and you want guaranteed space at Marriott properties. So for me, I would say ambassador by and large for people, no, absolutely not. QC Man asks, good shoes equals comfortable sneakers. Yes and no. There are also shoes, you know what? I'm home, so why don't I just show you? Let's see here. What do I got here? If you notice, right? This is an example. When they give you shoes on these flights, as you can see, that is Emirates. They will give you shoes that stretch all the time. They don't give you anything that does not stretch. So by all means, you can wear sneakers. The only thing that the reason I don't like open toe shoes on planes, because there are some of the sharp edges on the seat frames. In addition to that, the floors are gross. People tend to take their shoes off. And it's just like if something happens, you do not have protection for your feet. You're rolling around with suitcases and such and what have you. But take it from them. The kind of shoes that they give you are the shoes you want something flexible. You want something that breathes. And those are going to be the shoes. Now, these obviously are for walking around on the plane, so they don't have the support that you need. But one of my favorites, my New Balances. I see people on with these. They're very comfortable, bolstered on the inside, great support. Just, I swear by these. And then in addition, I have some On Clouds. Where are my On Clouds? Oh, another great shoe. Yeezys, if you have them. I got some On Clouds here somewhere. I just always have all this stuff. So, Sledge says I wear Crocs on the plane and switch shoes when I get my luggage. I mean, yeah, that's not for me. I mean, if it works for you, but it's not. It's definitely not for me. It is not for me at all. I don't like it. Uh-oh. Rex says, Rex says they're dangerous on the escalator, but he says, what is the opposite of trash? Trash. Says I live on the edge. But yeah, definitely comfortable shoes. Hydrate. If you're on a long flight, if you find yourself tired, natural sources of caffeine will actually not spike your insulin. They won't give you that crash that coffee normally tends to do. Energy drinks, they just wreak havoc on your gut health. So especially if you're already tired, and 9 times out of 10, energy drinks have so much caffeine, they act as a diuretic, further dehydrating you. So hydrate. I'm telling you straight up, it will do you well. So that is my suggestion as far as jet lag goes. Also, another thing, and I will sing this from the rooftops. As a matter of fact, let me try to do it here. Give me 1 second. I want to pull this up because I always want people to know that even though sometimes I make mistakes, I am not, and I mean not, full of shit. So give me 1 second. Let me pull something. Where is it here? Let's see if I can snatch this. Let me do this. If you fly Delta and you are not hammering these people for their bags on time guarantee, I have done numerous videos about this. I've said it. I'm just waiting on the right popular person to say it so then everybody can act like, oh my God, I've never heard this before in my life. If you are not not taking advantage of Delta, the only carrier who is a big three that guarantees your bags to be a baggage claim at a set time. You are just missing everything in life. I want to show you guys this account activity without putting out a ton of my stuff. Oh shit. I'm not gonna be able to. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Oh no, wait a minute. I can. As long as I keep it down here. Give me 1 second. There it is. Let's see if I can't snatch this over. Let's pop this. And I mean, outside of questions, we'll end on this, but this is definitely something I want to show you guys. Where is it? There it is. Bags on time. Bags on time. Bags on time. Bags on time. If you book a flight with Delta, one way, round way, does not matter. Every time that plane lands, and they are supposed to give you your bags, always enter your information in the bags on time algorithm. That is one from August 26th. Let's load more activities. That is one from August 21st. That is one from August 17th. Where is it? Where is it? That is one from August 13th. August 12th. Each time, 2,500 points. August 7th. How many is that? Just from August, last month. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not even going to go all the way back up. That is simply from August. That is, miles purchase, bags on time. July 29th. Let's go down some more. Bags on time. July 21st. July 16th. July 13th. July 8th. July 1st. June 30th. April 6th. I'm telling you right now, the amount of points that I have secured by running the bags on time algorithm, every time I land with Delta, they have 20 minutes to get you your bag, paid for my flight to go to Puerto Rico for the creator meetup. I paid $5.60 out of pocket and was able to secure a Comfort Plus flight that had a cash value of $750 because Delta couldn't get my bags to the belt on time. If you fly Delta and you fly Delta with any frequency and this is not a part of your routine, you are doing life wrong. So with that, I will show you what it takes to do that. I'm just going to move this so I don't mess up and show all my shit. Let's see here. Where is it? Let me try to pull this. Let's pull this. Travel info, baggage. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up because I want you guys to see what it looks like. Because remember, once you land, you have 72 hours to do it. So you don't have to do it right then and there at the airport. That's where I prefer to do it. But you can do it once you get back and you are settled into your hotel room, or you're settled in back home and you want to look it up. I'll show you exactly what to do. Where is it? Travel info, baggage. All right. So what you'll do is you'll do this. All right. So what you'll end up doing is you'll click travel info, click baggage. And as you can see, because remember, they're charging you $30 and $45 for these bags. So try to recoup some of that. 20-minute bag guarantee. Right there. Right there. You click on that, and what they'll ask you is some very simple information. Which is first name, last name, your SkyMiles number, date of departure, departure city, arrival city, and your 6-digit reference locator number. Now, they even tell you, on-time baggage service, 20 minutes or less after any domestic flight, you are eligible to receive 2,500 miles. This is an algorithm. You do not go through any human being to get this approved. This is purely algorithmically driven. So once they get their flight plans, if they land at 9, right? If they land at 8:55 and they get that door open at 9 p.m. on the dot, Your bag needs to be scanned and on that belt at 9:20 at the absolute latest. Not 9:20 in 1 second, not 9:20 in 17 seconds, not 9:21. Once once that door opens, they got 20 minutes to get your bag there, and they better figure it out. And I'll have you know that a lot of these I got at Delta strongholds. So it's not even like I flew Delta planes to places that don't normally handle Delta bags, because what'll end up happening is that normally they'll put the airlines that don't have much of a market share at an airport very far off and make it a little inconvenient to fly. But a lot of these, they were at Delta strongholds. Yes. Let's see here. QC man. He asked, can this be done for the app or do you have to log into the desktop? No, this can be done from the app. It's actually quicker to do it in the app. And I can show you because I did a short on this. So let's do this. Let's pull that up. Let's pull this guy up. Where's the shorts? There it is right there. It's in my ear. But this is the short that I did. And I actually did screenshots of the app. You click on baggage and fees, 20-minute bag guarantee, same exact information, and that's it. Quick short. Tells you how to do it. And I think it's less than 60 seconds this short is. And I actually designed that short myself. People hated it, but I don't care. I hate them. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can do it from the app. You can do it from the desktop. It's actually faster to do it from the app because everything's right there. But if you can't, you can always do it from the desktop. 2,500. You see how many times I've. Chances are, all they have to do is be 1 second. 1 second. Anything after 20 minutes, you have 2,500 free points. And remember, Delta values their points higher than the open market does. I use the majority of my Delta points to pay for upgrades, bag fees, and drinks at my car. Because I drink regular when I can drink XO. I mean, who does that? Come on, come on. Now, caller asked, do I check a bag for every flight? Yes, I do, because normally, at the very least, I'm flying from a toolbox because I have my connections, my hand tools, and stuff that I have to fly with my virtual my job. For the most part, I may have a little bag. Do I have it? So for the most part, I have my little kick bag. You know what I mean? Because it's just my work shirts and jeans. If I have to stay at a place for a couple of days, just in case I have a big project that I have to do, any big connections. But even people who are quote unquote team carry, eventually you're gonna check a bag. With you will check a bag. Also, have to remember that somebody with you might. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, just put it in your to do. Because more often than not, as you can see by how many times I read down, and that's just in the last month or two, how many of those charges that I got. Easy money, easiest money I ever made. Easiest money I ever made. So yeah, on the same day trip, no, I'm not checking out. But I do have to travel with my toolbox. So I have a Pelican. I got a Pelican toolbox that comes with me. But with that, looks like we lost soldiers to the fight. It is Wednesday. Yeah, by all means. I think you guys are close to 8:30. I don't really like to keep anybody super late. I want to thank everybody who dropped supers. Vincent Pasquale, thank you for the two spot. Promo Squirrel, thank you for the two spot. Um, put these up here. Credit Chillin' Food, thank you for the two spot. Thank you, QC man, for the two spot. Thank you, St. Patrick. He hit me off a couple of times with the two spot, with the other two spot, and the five spot. Much appreciated. Welcome to the new member of the effing membership. And that is going to be Rex Clean and hit me off with a two spot. And thank you for the two spot, John. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So, unless anybody has any final questions, my experience flying 100 flights in less than 9 months, I would love to hear them. But I'm telling you right now, it's not for the weak. It's a lot of ancillary things that you have to worry about when you go to these airports to make sure you figure out parking. Parking is very important because some of them have very confusing parking structures. Orlando Airport, I do particularly care for, and most airports, depending on where you fly, can dictate where you park, so you don't be lost in a sea of thousands of cars trying to find your car because you forgot that you parked on the wrong side of the airport. That is a pro tip. It really isn't cool. I'm happy to be able to show you guys this. Now, there are things that I can't show you, so I'll just tell you. Currently, my statuses are as they see. Silver with United, platinum with American, and silver with Delta. Now, I've qualified for the next year, silver with United, gold with American, which is their lowest status, and silver with Delta, again, for the 2026 year. So I have status this year. I've already cleared 2026 for everybody. So I've done all I can with Delta, but I saw that there's no way by December I could make it to even platinum. I decided to end that idea, especially since I have until February to make the highest status that I can with American. Maybe even try to do a status match after that. But if I could possibly have platinum pro executive, then I would try that as well. By far, Delta is my most frequently flown airline and close to million miles. But you don't even have to log into it. So that is that. And that is what I wanted to end on. I want to thank everybody who came out and joined me. Thank you so much for the supers. I want to thank my members. Hell, I want to thank anybody who couldn't be here. Chances are when you watch, you're not rewatching the whole 2 hours. And frankly, you probably won't even hear me say that, but I don't blame you. It is what it is. I don't do these often, but I try to get them done right. I try to show you guys tangible proof that I am who I say I am. I do what I say to do, and I also do what I tell you to do. It's very important. Now, in addition to that, I want to give a shout out to the big homie Sledge. He hasn't been feeling good. I hope to see him better and back on the mend next week. Looking forward to taking up the president's slot. I look forward to that. We'll be in Houston pretty much all week next week. Hitting up my guy, St. Patrick. Shout out to the big homie Texas Dog. See what's what, see what kind of food is there. Because last time I was there, I was just like literally changing the job. So I'm going to try to make some time to make some connections there. But that's about it, man. Shout out to everybody. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. Milestones because each and every is an accomplishment that frankly I still can't figure out how to explain without you. There is me. Oh no, the sound's going on? Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Why is it? Oh, you stop that. All right, I hope you guys can still hear me. But that's the whole thing. Much love to you guys. Salute to you. Man, we're gonna be out. As a matter of fact, I'll put the comment in. Let's do it like this. Um, 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 um. There we go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Go back to the chat. Because if the sound's acting crazy, then what I'll do is I'll just talk to you guys here. Oh, okay, you guys can't hear me. Okay, good. Yeah, I even opened up another whatchamacallit just in case. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. Whether you were here, I got to steal sledges. Whether you were here for 5 minutes or the whole thing, I appreciate you. I salute you guys. Without you guys, there is no me. Thank you so much, so very much for taking this journey with me. Thank you very much. And with that, I'm going to sign off. You guys have a great night. Coming in just under 2 hours here. Thank you, everybody who participated. I appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, shit. Shit. Shoot. Shit. Shoot. Hold on. Shit. Shoot. Hold on. Sledge. Thank you. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh. God, I love money so much, and I'm horrible at selling myself. So let's talk. Here is another example of things that I want to offer. And that is the new Chad's Money Minute merch. Now, Rodney, the one for you to see, right? Me, 23, 40. I'm going to call him Rodney. He ordered these shirts, and I'm so incredibly grateful. I want to show you some of the merch that I have here. So that is my catchphrase. And let's go to the new logo. As you can see, the logo is no longer my face. But the new logo for the channel is it's right there. I got some pocket tees there. The Chad's Money Minutes logo. Got that all designed up. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm thinking about putting it on a mug and stuff like that. I got some black tees, and I want to do like Sledge did and do a bucket hat because and my bucket hat shipped today, so I'm pretty happy. But just wanted to show you guys Chad's Money Minute merch. I'm still trying to design it out. Thank you so much for reminding me. Much appreciated. I almost got off the live without that. So I appreciate you. By all means, please, if you want to show support to the channel and support to myself, you can feel free to order any of these. I'm going to feature some more on these. 524 videos. Wow. Wow. Damn, I've been at it. But in any case, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been putting out shorts every day. They've been doing all right. They're okay. Anyway, without me going on a tangent, with that, now I feel better to say I'm signing off. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate you, Sledge, for keeping me honest. Thank you so much. And I got some things in the works, so you may see me with some of your other favorite creators in the very near future. And with that, now I'm signing off. Take it easy. Good night, everybody.